Believe it or not, but all you need for homemade applesauce is a pan, whatever size you need for how much you're going to make, water. I use the bottled water. I think a lot of us do now because our city water has so much chlorine. And you'll need a little sugar and cinnamon. This isn't pure cinnamon, this is cinnamon sugar. You can use the pure cinnamon, whatever you have. So now I have my apples, and they've been cored and pared and sliced. They are Macintosh. So I'll put the apples in the pan. This is a nice little pan. This is the one I usually use because this is about how much I make, except if I'm having a lot of people over, then I'll get a big pan. I need to get a red pot holder and a green one. That's a good idea. This is a fun time of year. There's so many little things you can do that are fun. And we've been having a very happy time because Stefan was here visiting and is here. And my sister's daughters, Kathy and Linda, were here. And of course, the one thing that always makes a visit good is eating. And eating right makes everyone feel good. So it's worth it. It's worth the effort. We've had a lot of fruit. And I want to buy a lot of apples now because they are so good. This is actually cooking up to the point where some people, if they wanted chunky applesauce with big pieces of apple in, would figure it was done. But I'm going to let it, oh, it's turning out nice. It turns out the water is about the right amount. It's really nice. And if it was too dry, I would just add a few more drops. You kind of stay with it because you don't want it to burn, and it's so easy and takes such a few minutes that you might as well just stay here at the stove. And while you're watching it cook, you could be writing a novel in your mind or singing Christmas carols. Oh man, that smells good. I'm going to put a little bit more cinnamon sugar. That's like the way it smells. La 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 la. Oops. Oops. Now this is nice. There's a couple. I think it's that different apple that got in there because I keep seeing one or two pieces that aren't cooking up as much. And I think it's that gala or however you're supposed to say it that I stuck in there. That's nice. That'll add a little variety of taste. Oh, it's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. It's mostly mushy, mostly sauce, but there are some chunks. Isn't that nice? I think it's truly about done. At least this is the way Mary likes it. She likes it when it isn't too mushy. So I'm going to turn the fire out. Now basically you have a pie there without the crust. Although with apple pie I know most people do like it not to be mushy, and that's a whole different story. We may do that story another time. But the taste of it to me, oh, it's so good. Now what I'll do after I turn it off, I'll be putting it in a bowl. Just a second, I'll rinse this bowl out and we'll use this bowl. Here it is, a few minutes later. No effort at all, and there we have our applesauce. Now, as you can see, that didn't make a lot. That would take care of about 4 people. So if you're gonna have about 8 people, you want at least twice as much. 5-pound bag of apples is nice. That makes a nice amount. And now that it's finished, and it's hot, and if I had my dinner on the table, I would just put it on the table hot. But like I say, a lot of people do like it cold, and that's nice too, because you can put it in the refrigerator, cover it with a little handy wrap, and it's good anytime. Doesn't that look pretty? I put a lot of cinnamon sugar. Cinnamon's supposed to be very good for you. That's pretty, and it's done. And whenever you sit down to eat, everyone goes, homemade applesauce. There it is, the creation. There's nothing like an apple a day. Make your applesauce, and Merry Christmas.